Hi everyone. In this lecture, we will learn about some important keyboard shortcuts. Using shortcuts, especially when you are doing a standard formatting or repetitive actions in Excel, shortcuts increase your efficiency and reduce the time taken. You need not toggle between keyboard and mouse. You need not take your mouse to a particular button in the menu. Just tap some keystrokes on keyboard and your job is done. So let us look at some basic shortcuts first. Let's first learn about the movement and selection shortcuts, which are the navigational shortcuts. From one cell to another, if you want to move your selected cell, you can just tap the arrow keys. If you want to move left, tap the left arrow key, move on to right, right arrow key. If you want to go to the end of a continuous range, so if you are on students and if you want to go to science grade directly, you press the control key and tap on the right direction key. Similarly, to go down at the end of the continuous table, you tap the control key and press the down key. If you want to move one screen down, so there is a page down button. You can click on that. If you click on page up again, you'll move to the upper page. If you want to move from left to left and right, press the alt key and press page down. If you click on page up, it will move to the left side of the screen. If you want to go to the first cell in this row, just press the home button. But if you want to go to the first cell of this sheet, you press Control and then the home button. Next, if you want to select a range in this table, so you go to students first, and if you want to select the maths score and the student name, you start selecting by tapping on shift and moving with your direction keys. I will go down to select the maths marks. But if I want to select the whole table, I'll just tap Control Shift and press the right key. Select the whole table. Pressing Control will take you to the end of that table. Having Shift also pressed will select that cell which you are navigating. If you wanted to select this table on as a whole, you can just press Control and A. It will select all parts of that table in one go. To move to the next worksheet, there is also a shortcut. You can press Control and page down. You can see that we have moved to the next sheet. To move to the previous sheet, you press Control and page up. Next, let us look at some basic editing shortcuts, which are the cut, copy, paste shortcuts. If you want to cut this whole table and want to paste it below the second table, you select the whole table using Control A, press Control X to cut, go below the second table and press Control V. You can see that the whole table is cut and pasted below the second table. If you are not happy with what you have done and you want to undo it, just click Ctrl Z and you'll see that the table moves back to its original position. To copy this table and paste it somewhere else, you again select this whole table, do Ctrl C, the table is copied, you can paste it anywhere you want. Please note, while pasting, the formulas remain intact. So in the first table, if it was J5 greater than equal to 75, in this table it will be J22. So Excel has by itself increased the cell number in every formula. In M5 it was written J5, so in M22 it has automatically incremented it to J22. If you undo this, Control G, and if you want to redo it, you can tap Control Y. So that's undo and redo for you. We'll undo this. I have copied that table, and while pasting, you can see there are still some formulas. if I want to paste the values of the whole table, I'll just, while pasting, I'll just select special options. To do that, instead of Control V, you do Control Alt V. You'll see these paste special options. If you want values, you can tap on V also, which is underlined for values. For formats, you can tap on T. For formulas, you can tap on F. Here I'll select values and click on OK. If you go down, you can see that under the maths grade, earlier there were formulas, now it is pasted as values. Also, it has not copied the formatting of this table. You have to reformat it. Or if you wanted to take the formatting also, you have to select the format option while pasting. I'll clear this. Now let's learn how to save our file using a shortcut. We can continuously save our file while we are working by just tapping on Ctrl S. Whenever I tap on Ctrl S, Excel saves the file again. If I want to work on a new file, I can tap on Ctrl N. You can see there is a new file opened up. I can close this. To print this sheet, there is a shortcut which is Ctrl P. It opens up the print preview. You can select the printing option and click on print button. To find a particular word in this sheet, you can use the find option, which is Ctrl F. If you want to search student 1 cell, you can click on find next. You click on find next again, it will take you the other value of student 1. Let's close this. Now let's look at cell editing options. If I click a particular cell, it selects that cell. But if I want to edit this value in the cell, I'll click on F2. You can see that now you can change the value in this cell. If I want to do a spell check in any of the cell, select that cell and tap on F7. That checks the spelling. If there is a wrong spelling, it will highlight that. So for example, if I write 𝗏𝗏𝗏, so to check the spelling here, I'll just tap on F7. You can see that Excel is suggesting that it should be student. Click on change, click yes, close. You can see that it is corrected to student. Next, if I want to look at all the formulas in this sheet, to do that, there is a shortcut. You just tap on Control and then click the tilde button, which is the button below the escape key. Now, if you go up and see, wherever there is a formula written, it's visible. To go back to the earlier version, press Control and tilde again, and you can now see the values instead of formulas. Now, in Excel, if you press Alt key, you can see that all the menu options are assigned an alphabet. Pressing that alphabet will take you to that particular menu item. So pressing H has taken us to Home. This opens up all options in the form of shortcuts, and whichever option you use very often, you can just remember the shortcut to that option. For example, very often I change the width of the columns. To do this, let us first find out the shortcut. I have already done Alt H to go to the Homes menu. Within Home, I want to go to the Format option, which is highlighted as O. Within Format, if I want to change the column width, I'll select W and I'll update this to 15. You can see that column width has increased to 15. So now I know the shortcut, which is Alt H O W. Whenever I want to increase the width of any cell, I'll just use that shortcut. To increase the width of math, science and English columns, I'll just press Alt HOW. and enter 15. Okay. You can see that I have increased the cell width very quickly. So instead of telling you all the shortcuts, you can just find out every shortcut on your own and just remember the shortcuts that you will actually use in future. But just to show you the commonly used shortcuts, first look at the formatting shortcuts. If you want to italicize these three cells, you tap Alt, then H, then 2, as I is highlighted as 2. You can see that these three are italicized. Now to increase the font size of these three, Alt, H, F, G. So the font size of these three cells have now increased. To left align these three, we'll again do Alt, H, A, and then L. I have done a right alignment. To left align, you can do Alt, H, A, L. Similarly, for data tab also, you can use shortcuts. Type Alt. For data, you can see it is A, Alt, A. Then to apply a filter, you can press T. You can see filters are applied. Now, in this sheet, we have already removed the grid lines. If you want to show the grid lines, you tap on Alt, W for view, and then V, and then G for grid lines. You can see that the grid lines come back. If you want to remove them back, do Alt, W, V, G, the grid lines are removed. Now, if you want to freeze the panes, we have already discussed what freezing panes means. So if I want to freeze the pane above and on the left of J5 cell, you select this cell, press Alt, W, F, and F again. You can see that the row above fifth row and the column to the left of J column are frozen in their position. Please explore other shortcuts on your own. That's all for this lecture. In the next lecture, we will look at some data analysis techniques in Excel. Thanks.